All right. I think it's live. Let's see how everything goes in. And then we'll just wait for a little Ron and then see how everyone comes in. And then I'll do an introduction and everything like that. Witness, is this on public? Oh, it is. It is. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, perfect. So, yeah. So, Ron, how's your day? How's everything going? How's the family?
Good, man. Busy all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. How's the weather?
Here it's this time of year it's real all over the place, man. It's cold one day, warm the next,
No, awesome,
southeast
awesome.
United States.
Yeah. No, I really want to move to the United States. I'm from Canada. You know how it is. It's cold here, chilly a little. But we have some okay summers here and there, so it's good. But yeah, other than that, Ron, we are gonna get started. Let's just let it accumulate a little bit more. And then yeah, we do have some comments right here. Let's take a look at this real quick. Let's go, Ernesto. All right. All right. So we do have Dubrovko as well. I'll watch this tomorrow. Awesome. Cheers. Wicked. And then hey all perfect. All right. So we do have Rock, we do have Dubrovko, and we do have Ernesto in the chat on the side. So thank you guys for tuning in as well. Okay. So Ron, you know what? Let's just get started. I want to get to know you a little bit more, and then we'll jump into it. I do have a lot to talk about as well. I do want to talk about different stuff for Omi and stuff, but I know you are really educated in that field, so I'm really happy to have you. Once again, Ron, I want to introduce you to the community. This is Ron. He's been a great student, but also a great mentor in its own sense. He has a lot of great information. Really kind-hearted, and I'm really honored to have you on my stream. So thank you so much, Ron, for just jumping in and tuning in. So I appreciate that.
Thanks a lot for having me, John. I think ever since the first time we talked, you kind of had a special place in your heart for me a little bit. So, I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Yeah, no, I really do like the feeling and the fact that you're like a goal getter. I love the fact that you're really hungry and dedicated to just achieve that greatness. And you remind me a little bit about me. So I really do enjoy that about you. All right, Dubrovko. Hey, so it is Ron on the other side there as well. All right. So Ron, I want to get this started. I want to know, what made you get into crypto, or just look into that. Then we're gonna get into the OMI aspect, and also I want to know where you're coming from. What's your background? What kind of work or any environment that you had experience with here?
Yeah, well, with crypto, I'd always done investing things here and there, whether it was trying to buy land or just whatever, silver, gold. I have a 401k. I mean, I've dabbled in a lot of different things. And just like a lot of people, you get led to something that actually gives real gains, and wakes you up a little bit. So I think I first bought Bitcoin in 2017, but then I got out of it for a little while. But yeah, definitely all in on crypto. So my background, I was in the Navy for 5 years on a submarine, and then got out, and I've been working for a pharmaceutical company ever since. Pretty good one, and trying to be like you, man. I'm still working full time, but I'm getting there. Probably, hopefully, another year. We'll see how it goes, though.
Awesome. The one thing I gotta commend you and applaud you for is your work ethic is ridiculous. Like, can you tell everyone in this group or even in the live right now how hard you work to get to where you are right now? Because I could truly validate for that the fact that books on top of books, but also the education and willingness to learn. The hunger is real, and I just can't commend you as much as I can right now. So yeah,
Man, I really appreciate. Yeah, I appreciate that, John. And I mean, you've seen. You're not gonna. These things aren't gonna learn themselves. You got to really put in the work and the time. This game is hard enough. You're dealing with some of the smartest, slickest people in the world, the
yeah.
richest, smartest people, and if you don't know the rules that they're playing by, it's hard enough if you do know the rules. If you don't even really have a chance.
Yeah, no, 100%. I totally agree with you. Also, guys, in the comments below, if you guys have any questions, we are going to get the stream a little bit starting. So if you guys have any questions, please drop it below. We are going to try to get as much answers as we can a little bit later on. Okay, guys. So here we do have a little bit more comments. Fact Pilot, hello, everyone excited for this live. Welcome to the chat. Really happy to have you here. Amazing hard work pays off for real. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Eat with
And
Fat Boy. Well, welcome.
yeah, and I really do put a lot of time in. I mean, one of the best resources that I've had is your videos, and that's honest. It's not because we're on a live stream or anything. I tell people that all the time that ask me about trading. I give them your page and say, well, watch this guy's videos. That's a great starting point. I tell some, other people a great resource is Udemy, and I tell a lot of people about Udemy. If you're not
Mhm.
familiar, it's a site where you can learn pretty much anything for about $12 a course. So for like specific things like, Fibonacci or pivot points or stuff like that, if you want a more in-depth understanding, that's a good way to do it, is to buy a course on Udemy on it. And it's cheap, and all the info is organized. It's from subject matter. I mean, there's institutional traders up there that have courses for, $15. So that's been a big
No, that's
resource for me
awesome.
as well.
Awesome.
And
Yeah,
always
I love the
books.
fact that yeah, knowledge is for sure power. I love the work ethic because I remember you were sending me pictures while you were at work and you were still studying and you killed it. I really do appreciate that. I really commend you for that. So yeah, so guys, if you do have any questions, please drop it below. We are going to get started. So today, I do want to announce that I am going to give away maybe 4 free little sessions with me. Ron is going to announce the winners. He's just going to pick random people. Maybe every 15-minute, guys, Ron's going to go in the chat, whoever he feels deserves it, or just randomly alphabetical, whatever. He could do whatever he needs to do. Favorite number. Once he picks it, you guys just email me and I will be more than welcome to give you guys a free session for free. And we could talk about finances. We could talk about Ecomi. We could talk about Bitcoin, whatever investments you have. And I'll give you an outsider look on it with fundamentals. So it's going to be pretty good. Also, guys, I am going to be talking about a specific indicator today too, but today's show is going to be merely on Ron. The reasons why I'm saying this, Ron is very educated in this, and I truly do believe that for all those that do listen, you will get some like great topics and great value. So please do me a favor. If you guys do want to go out, get a little coffee or something, a little snack, please stay tuned because this is going to be really good. Okay. So yeah, let's get it.
I see my buddy Marvin in the stream from Costa
All right.
Rica. Marvin, ¿qué tal?
Perfect. What's up, Marvin? All right. So here we go. We got this one right here. So Ron, is Ron invested in Omi as well? Ron, are you invested in Omi? That's a great question to start it off, actually.
Oh yeah, for sure. Omi's my main bag. Definitely believe
Mhm.
in the project. Still, with all the FUD going on, I still believe in Omi and VV and all that.
No, good. So let's talk about the FUD real quick because I know you're really into the Omi and
Mhm.
Ecomi and all that stuff. So let me know, what do you think is going on with Ecomi, or that's just the FUD going around? What's your like opinion on that?
Yeah, man, I feel like I'm real plugged into the community. Definitely consider myself an OG. I talk to a lot of other OGs every day. I'm in a lot of groups. I Help Society page. Me and him are great friends. Sarah Jean, I talk to VV Vault sometimes. You obviously. I'm on Telegram, Twitter. I'm pretty active in the community, so I feel I see what people say and kind of the sentiment and stuff like that. And MTL is obviously, I think, the biggest point of everybody's concern right now. And I did a little bit of digging on the internet, and some other YouTuber that does more research may have already talked about this, but out of some organization did a study of countries with the most strict anti-money laundering laws, and out of 125 countries, New Zealand had the third strictest
Whoa.
AML law. So, I do think that is probably the reason that this
Mhm.
is taking so long. However, I mean, no one's going to call a timeout for them.
Exactly.
And it's why these other projects are starting to come along, Recur and HRO, that I think that's what's getting people kind of nervous. But, you still have to look at it in context. I look at Twitter followers, and Vivi has like 10 times the amount of followers Recur has, and HRO, they have uh, even like 30 times the amount of followers or something like that. But the fact that HRO is already selling stuff on Immutable X and DC products as well, I mean, it raises a lot of legit questions on, what's going on and what the holdup is. But it's such a big project. You have, all these IPs. I know it's a lot of moving parts, and everybody that I know that's invested in the project, one of the main strengths that they've always said is the team, is how good the team is. Well, I think David, you and Alcon probably know what's going on a lot better and how to build, the business the right way and stuff like that. But I mean, it's legit concerns, and like I said, no one's going to call a timeout for them. But you look at Recur and some of the people, the principal investors in that, one of the guys is Stephen Cohen. He's the owner of the Mets, and I'm sure he's a lot smarter than me. He's a billionaire and all that, but he's one of the guys that got ripped off really bad by Bernie Madoff, and is still paying Bobby Bonilla like $3 million. A guy who hasn't played for the Mets for like 30 years or something.
That's
So
crazy.
he's not exactly known for his investment savvy.
Mm-hmm.
When Al Khan, I mean, he's like a legend. So, the concerns are legit, but at the end of the day, when you step back, VV is still the best option. I mean, when this all comes together on IMX with OpenSea and VV and all that, I think it's going to explode and be gigantic.
Yeah, no, that's a great introduction to Ecomi and why you're invested into it and all the FUD and just canceling all of that out. I do believe in Ecomi a lot. That's why I've been a trader for a period of time, but I'm also an investor for Ecomi. So when did you start to invest in Ecomi? Did you start right away from the get-go, or was it your friends told you? How did you start?
It was before it got listed on Uniswap, a little bit before it got on Uniswap, I think. And to this day, I don't remember where I heard it. I really don't. I wish I did. I was in a trading group on Telegram, and I did see it up. That was one of the first. That was either the first or second place I saw it. I do remember seeing it there, and I think I saw it in two places, and then I just started, peeling back the layers of the onion, and one thing led to another. The reason I'm so big on VV is, NFTs are the future. NFTs aren't going anywhere, and if you don't understand that, just do some more research, because NFTs definitely aren't going anywhere. And I love CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and all those things. But when mass adoption happens, I don't think that people are going to want a pixelated zombie. They're going to want the things they know. They're going to want Spider-Man and Batman and all those kinds of things. And VV has it all. So that's why, I think when all things said and done and all the FUD's clear, VV is still going to be the top dog.
Wicked. I love that answer. And Ron, we do have a lot of questions just for you particularly. So here we got, is Ron invested in OMI as well? So yes, you are. So let's get into this one, as you're excited to hear some feedback and news on OMI crypto. Hope all is well, John. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Cody, for just tuning in. I really do appreciate that. So this one right here, are you a hodler or are you a trader with OMI, Ron? What would you pick? What are you more in the...
So I do trade with OMI, and me and you have talked about this before, John. I don't take every little move that OMI does. I try to take advantage of the bigger moves on bigger time frames with OMI. Matter of fact, I remember when it was about at a 0.004850 around that, I said on Twitter, expect, really good chance 0030. And I think I was the only person saying it publicly at the time.
That's awesome. You called it out. You had that good feeling. So it's
really
good.
I try to take advantage of the big moves, but I realized that with OMI, I do believe in the project so much. So if I make a trade and I lose 10,000 OMI, I'll get so mad. And I know that. So I don't want it messing with my head. So I have to have a lot of confirmations for OMI.
The student group. The student group, that's how they feel as well. So you feel that emotion going everywhere. I love that.
Like something like ADA or whatever, I can buy and sell that all day, what XRP, something like that. But I actually do care, but I know that about myself. So I try to account for it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that. See, I love how you have a backup plan to your plan. So that's really awesome. So we do have this question, Ron. I would love for you to give it a go. Let me see what you would think about this. Hello, do you expect OMI to go down to 0.0025? What would you say to that? What would you say to something like that?
Yeah,
there's a lot of factors, guys.
Yeah, after the daily close today, it's not looking good. So
good. I would agree with you.
And talk about it a little bit more later in the stream. But,
so that's perfect.
I did like it when this initial down move. I did like it to hold at 0028, and it did when most people thought it was going to go to 0020 at that point. But I'll say, I know the daily close just happened, and it's below the level of structure that has been built there. I don't know that I would run and sell right now. Personally, I want to wait for that retest of structure. And later in the stream, if you want, I can go back when OMI first made this down move, and we're gonna structure a little, because it was really a textbook example of what OMI did to retest that structure, to take the sell and go back down if you want it.
the good thing about today's session, we're gonna like this live session is we're gonna go in depth, guys. We're gonna have a real good talk. This is just the opening up. We're trying to get as much people to come in just to give them the late notice. But this is a good feeling. I got Ron. Ron's really educated. I'm really happy, Ron, you're here because you're gonna teach me as well when it comes to comic books, when it comes to VV drops, when it comes to even charts in your own way. So I think there's a lot of value to even be learned here, even from me and Ron. So this is gonna be good. So we do have some, BCW right here, Cody said. And then we got hey guys from Mark. And then we also have DJ saying hey guys as well. So welcome to the chat, guys. So you know what, Ron? Before we get started, if you want, let's do one more pop-up question real quick, guys. If you do have any other questions, please put in the comments below. We will for sure answer them as much as we can. So Ron, before you were a trader, you were into other things, right? Maybe you were into the NFT space, as you were saying. So if you had to pick one thing, just to start it off, start off the little turbo, would you pick, let's say three things, two things, NFTs or the token? All right. So Omi token or NFTs, the collectibles. What would you pick?
Like as it relates to Ecomi and VV?
Yeah. What would you pick?
The NFTs.
Yeah. Why is that?
They said there's no product without the NFTs and VV. I mean, they said that themselves, it's VV first and then Omi. So there you go. I mean, they said it themselves. I mean, obviously I think Omi's got a great few, and I understand none of us have actually cashed the money out on VV, but the ROI that I've seen on VV on the items is not like anything I've seen or been a part of.
That's crazy. What's your did you get into the first ever drops? Were you already starting to accumulate from the very first drops, or did you wait a little before you got to know what NFTs or what Ecomi was?
I did. So I was early in on the project and everything, but it just wasn't really my thing at the time. I was more into Omi and the money that I had. I wanted to go to Omi. I cared about VV, but I didn't start messing with the drops until probably April or something like that.
Okay.
Like last year. Yeah. I mean, I knew, and I had an account. I think I had done a few and it was kind of glitchy, and the quality of the stuff wasn't as good back then. And I just wasn't as interested in it back then. And, but I'm definitely a believer now.
Yeah, no, for sure. The ROIs are ridiculous. Holy.
Yeah.
What would you say it's your most prized collection? Because we do have a question here. Let's just say this. Hey, Mark, what's up? How's it going? So we do have a question here. Ron, what's your best collectible and favorite?
So I got a Marvel's One SR, so I guess that's probably the best one I have.
Wow.
But I have like 3 252 URs, and I think that's a huge sleeper
Yeah.
item. Yeah, because it's actually the second rarest comic. There's only 100 of them. So I know it's always a debate, scarcity versus but I mean, it's of Spider-Man, so it's not like something crazy or whatever. And it got up, I think it was about 30,000 the floor before the market started to come down. But it still held its value pretty well on the way down. I just think that's an underrated item. Obviously, Marvel's One is really good. I think Bronson's underrated. Assuming things are going to come off the platform, we know the decon stuff is going to come off first and all the stuff from the artist. And I think that out of all that stuff, Bronson is the blue chip item out of all the things that are going to come off the platform, along with Mr. Cartoon getting he's in Pepsi commercials now. I mean, he was at the halftime Super Bowl. The lower editions, I think Bronson is a good pickup.
Wow. So guys, trust me when I say Ron has invested a good amount, but of course he still found a great way to make a huge return. So this is done because he has a good sense for this, and I love that about you. So now I'm going to give you a tricky question, Ron. You're going to help me make some more money right here, okay? So if I had to spend $50,000 in the VV collectible app today, what should be my goal?
So I would recommend not buying a $50,000 item or even $10,000. Yeah, I think you should take the $50,000 and buy for a whole lot of Grail comics. I think commons and rares are the sweet spots.
Commons and rares, okay.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at these floor prices, it looks sexy to have a $20,000 SR or whatever. I was actually the floor on my Spider-Man SR during the pump for almost a full day at I think 18.9, and it didn't sell. And that's the thing with these bigger ticket items. It's harder to find sellers when the market is pumping. I mean, the floor is one thing, but you don't know that they're selling for that. Trust me, there's a lot of manipulation with people delisting the prices and things like that for sure. So it's just easier to find buyers at that level. So, and also like some of the Grail commons now, like Spider-Man 1, Fantastic Four 1, like how much lower are they going to go? You know, if you spend $80 on the Spider-Man 1 common, you know, it can only go but so much lower.
Yeah.
So I think that's the smart money, Grail commons and rares.
That's a good advice. You know, I'm gonna take it. I know you're a clever guy and you know exactly what to do. So that's awesome.
First Spider-Man drop. I know you got a lot of comments. How many comments you got? Like 70 or 80 or something?
Yeah. For Spider-Man, yeah, I got a bunch of those.
Yeah.
What do you think
I
about
don't.
Spider-Man though?
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with the first Spider-Man from the drop. Um,
No, that's awesome. That's
yeah,
good.
golden moments. I think Donald. Yeah, golden moments. I think Donald is a really really good value. I saw some similarities from the two pumps. The pump back in like late summer, early autumn, and then
Mhm.
this most recent pump back in January. I felt like the golden moments were kind of like the comics back then on
Mhm.
that pump because all the comics pump. The comics hadn't been out that long. Matter of fact, my friend Eric, you know, I talk about a lot. He bought a lot of the like he was buying up the comics in during that pump, and like some of those comics, they're not going back to those prices. Like the House of X for $3,000
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like those comics, they're just not going back to that. But there wasn't that many then, and people didn't really know
Mhm.
what to expect. And the golden moments, you know, they went so crazy last pump. I still think that they're great and one of the best items on the platform, but there wasn't that many. And I think they said there's going to be 50 at least or something like that. So now
Wow.
I think
Mhm.
with the comics, it's not that the comics aren't good. It's just you need the right ones. You know, just
Yeah.
any old comic SR isn't necessarily going to be $1,000 on a pump. So it's I kind of feel like it could be the same thing with golden moments that as the market develops and matures and there's more of them that is going to be specific by character. And if you look at the characters that they have now, you know, I don't think the partner statue, that's kind of different. Don't really count that with the rest of the golden moments. Then the two Star Wars pieces, that's Star Wars. So obviously there's a premium on those. After that, I think Donald is the most popular character. I mean, you can make the argument for Elsa, but and I'm not trying to FUD Elsa, but I think she got a little overvalued on the last pump
Mhm.
because a lot of people speculate that the file size is so big and there's something up with her shoe. They think there's some kind of hidden utility in it. And I really don't think there's anything to that. I think it's that's just what the file size was or whatever. And I still think Elsa's top 10 and still a great piece, but I think that Donald is the move.
Wow, that's awesome. So anyone in the group chat. So guys, Donald is the way to go. So that's a good advice. I'm gonna for sure look into that. I don't know if I have a Donald, so I gotta really double check into that. Okay. So we're gonna do some last questions, guys, and then Ron's gonna just take over and we're just gonna observe and watch and enjoy. So we do have this question. It's a cheeky question. What's your OMI price prediction? Bearish and bullish in 1 year from now. So what would you say, Ron? Of course, there has to be some leverage, as in good news versus bad. So let's look at the bad and let's look at the good.
A year is so long to
Mhm.
project out, and you know, so many variables can happen and things like that. I think this market cycle, you know, if we're looking at Bitcoin, you hit maybe 80,000, 80 to 90,000. I think that probably owe me a max of 2 to 2.5 cent, probably
Okay.
this cycle.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I can
they
agree.
yeah, I mean, I don't think they seem like they don't want it to go up to. I mean, I
They
didn't
got a
watch
lot of
the
things to figure out. I feel like they just still want to work on the interior stuff before they get brokers, right? That's what they even said. They don't want to get a lot of brokers right away. So,
yeah.
I get that
And,
because it's just a
and see,
pump and
like
dump.
and saying that 2 to 2.5 cent, a lot of people like, oh, that's not,
Yeah.
but that's a 10x from where it's at now. So
Exactly. And do you remember the hump actually? We had this huge spike and then the next time we only
mhm,
reached the 0.0080. Normally a lot of cryptos actually made another bigger hump. This one did not even, protrude or didn't even go that high. So,
yeah,
there is something stopping it.
and something that I've seen a lot of people talking about, like, well, if I'd have been in ADA and whatever, and with any of these coins, you can selectively choose when the time frame you're talking about. It's like ESPN stats. You know, they this guy scored however many points in the last 7 games. Like, who cares about that? That doesn't mean like 7 games. But like if you take, so like from the summer lows of the bear market where prices trended for a while, Omi is just now reaching those levels, and it hasn't even reached its lows. Say the low was like 0014. We just got down this level in the last few weeks, where ADA from its summer lows, it's like that's where it's at right now, and it retraced almost 50% below that. So
Correct.
Omi is actually held up. Well, for an altcoin with no utility, it's held up extremely well, actually.
Yeah, ridiculously well. Yeah, a lot of people make that comparison with Doge as well. No utility, but in the beginning, the community made it pump, right? That's what a lot of people would say. But I think Omi has a great place because it brings back a lot of memories, right? Just in the NFT space, but the application they use as well. Also, Ron, what would you say to this one right here? Mark says he has 2 Bronson.
Yeah, man. I think I got 4. I think, and you can't have. Hey, I know 2 whales. One has 100 and one has 60, and there's only 800.
Wow.
And VV keeps however many. So, I mean, just between me, him, those 2 whales, and what VV keeps, that's about a quarter of the supply.
Wow, that's awesome. No, that's really good. And I know if they ever do like a burn mechanism for NFTs, that'll increase the price. But I don't know how.
And here's another a fair question.
Yeah.
What is happening to the botter stuff that they're banning? Like when they restrict their account,
that's
what
a good
happens
question.
to those?
It's getting burnt, right? It's getting obsolete, right?
I'm be going to David Yu's account. I don't know.
Well, David, the reason why I want to say that, I think David, you actually gifted someone his own NFT, I think, right? Because there was like a miscommunication. So Dave's like, oh, you can have one of mine. And I think that person got really lucky. I don't know the name of the person, but they got a really low minted one. So, hey, that's a special one.
So I see somebody asking about MTL in the chat.
Yeah, right here. So let's go into it. Before that, Ron, we do have a little bit question for Ron. How long have you been invested in Omi, and where do you think Omi will go by the end of the year? So we kind of did put that up there. Also, Fact Pilot Batman is on Saturday. This Saturday. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. Hopefully, Ron, are you going to try that?
Yeah, I'm going to start doing the drop. I'm excited now. You can get the drops again. I think it's definitely put some energy in the community that you can actually get the drops again. So. Yeah, I haven't even been trying the last this whole year. I haven't even been trying.
So we do have Mint Inside 300 SM. Well, that's cool. That's good. And it's a common right here. Okay, so the next one is your question, Ron. Hey, John. Hey, Ron. Do you think MTL will be healthy for the second year around market?
So I'm not sure what the RY means, like maybe secondary market.
Hey, Ron, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think it glitched out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm not sure what 2RY market is.
I think second year around, maybe. I'm not even too sure.
Well, I'll just talk about kind of MTL in general. What I think will happen. We're obviously expecting a dip when it does come, and that might be in their plans on why it hasn't come out. Maybe they're trying to implement Omi to NFT around the same time or shortly thereafter to make the market pump to balance out the exodus from people cashing out from MTL. It's hard to say. It's one of those things like what price is BTC going to go to? Nobody really knows what MTL is going to do to the market. Because a lot of people that I've told about it, they won't get into it because they're skeptical until you can get your money out. You're not going to get into it. And whales, they operate a certain way. Whales and insiders and smart money, they buy.
I can agree with you. I can agree with you.
Sell at retail. So I know that there is a whole lot of smart money sitting on the sideline just waiting for that MTL crash, and it could get bought up quick. It could, and
just in a heartbeat. Yeah, and even in trading, remember, have you ever heard this? Never follow the herd. Have you ever heard that in trading?
Yeah, well, that's one of the. I try to if I feel the same about what the kind of sentiment on Twitter is, then that's almost a check that I know that I'm wrong. I'm not doing things right. Because market psychology is really the number one.
Oh yeah, a huge factor.
Yeah, and that's why I read a lot of books from these iconic traders. Wyckoff and Jesse Livermore, Dow. They didn't have, they didn't even have candlesticks. We didn't have candlesticks in the West until like the 90s. they only traded off volume. That was like their main weapon. And that's why I put a lot of value in volume.
Into volume. Awesome. Because a lot of people actually dictate trades off of volume. So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
here, yeah.
No, I was just gonna, and that's the thing that Wyckoff really tried to teach people was, about the accumulation and distribution and markups and how insiders do this market. And his schematic became kind of popular last year, like after the first BTC all-time high and the dump, because it matched like perfectly. If you overlaid his accumulation distribution schematic over the Bitcoin move, it was like perfect. So like he called that like 100 years before it happened. So yeah, he's been, and this is how it works. And it's not just on a big move like the BTC all-time highs. It's in smaller time frames. That is how they operate, and that's one thing I want to talk about on the chart when we.
I'm excited. So guys, this is the final questions. We're going to go down quick. So last one's right here. Last question for Ron. How long have you been a trader, Ron? I'll give you one more as well, just to get it started. And the other one is going to be, how did you find John? Ernesto, welcome. So we'll do those two questions. Then Ron, it's all you. I'm going to be watching and enjoying like a Netflix show right here.
Yeah. And for everybody, I'm going to do some VVTA as well. Well, we're going to see what can be looked at on VVTA. So about how long I've been a trader, this market cycle, I've tried more. I would say this market cycle is when I really started trying to be more of a trader. John asked me one time, why I wanted to be a trader, make that step from investor to trader. And for me, I didn't like it when you have a bunch of unrealized gains and you feel good about it, and then to sit there and watch the numbers on the screen all come crashing down. It's not fun. And I realized, I really don't know what I'm looking at when I see these charts. And I always like to be in the know. I don't want to be ignorant about anything.
Yeah.
So I like overall market analysis. And that I like just looking at charts and analyzing the overall market. I enjoy it.
Good. So that's basically it. So how did you find me? That's the other one.
Ernesto, what's up, man? So John found me in comments. So John actually, I was one of his early followers and just commented a lot. And John actually responded to one of my comments and gave me his email. And I contacted him and he gave me a chance. He gave me a call. He told me that we're going to talk for 10 minutes. And you even reiterated that one time, like, hey, I only got 10 minutes, man, whatever. And we ended up talking for about 40 minutes, I think. And like I said, I know ever since then, I kind of had a special place with you.
No, that's awesome, Ron. And I could truly say, you have a special place in my heart as well when it comes to just everything, right? I love the passion and everything that you put out. So trust me, Ron, I believe in you. I do believe you will be a millionaire, plus even more, whatever you want to endlessly put out in the world. Positivity is everywhere, right? And I love that about you. You're a leader, and I could see that you're not a follower. So I do appreciate that the most. So thank you, Ron. Last question right here, because it's Ernesto from our group. We have to kind of answer this. Let me see. Hey, Ron, is the Wi-Fi cutting out for you, or can you see it? Okay, perfect. Can you see it?
It's probably the rendering, doing the live stream.
Okay, most likely. So Omi to NFT will be better than MTL. What do you think about that for Ernesto?
Oh, absolutely. I think he's making a statement, not really so much of a question. Omi to NFT. That's what I think. That's what a lot of the whales are waiting for too. So yeah, that's going to be a huge catalyst for the market and for people. I don't know. I see it on Twitter every day. People these long monologue posts about how they're leaving VV. You think VV cares? I mean, they're holding all the cards and they know it. They got the product. They got all the IPs. Leave. They haven't even started marketing yet. If you think about all the catalysts that they have to jumpstart this market, they haven't even scratched the surface. I mean, now it is concerning that they had such a head start and now competitors are passing them in certain aspects. But that's the nature of the game, and I do think that being based in New Zealand is an issue. Well, it's kind of because I guess VV is based in New Zealand, but Ecomi is based in Singapore, and Ecomi is owned by Games R Us, which is based in New Zealand. So I'm not really sure how all that adds up, but whether it's the mother company or VV, I guess it has to run through New Zealand.
Yeah. No, I feel like that too. So right here, Ron, we just have Sub Homies. Great interview. Thank you so much.
What's up, Vault?
All right, perfect. So Ron, whenever you're ready, let me know. I will love to let you share your screen, and then we could go from there.
All right, we'll look at BTC first. I feel like you can't really look at anything without checking out BTC first. So, all
Perfect.
right,
I will
John.
put you on right here. You're good to go.
Yeah,
Awesome.
let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, good to go. Can everybody see Ron's screen? Please give us a thumbs up or something like that so we know.
Oh, by the way, John, before you want me to pick out
Yeah,
somebody
what's up?
for a lesson?
Yeah, go for it, Ron. So can you see everyone on the right, or do you want me to bring you back?
No, I'm good. How about Fact Pilot? Because I've seen him on the streams.
Good.
He's been a real soul. Unless you've already given him a lesson.
I have, but let's just do it again because you know what? He has been dedicated, so I really do appreciate that. Like I said, Ron, you got 3 more people, so there's still a lot of people to go
Yeah.
through. So don't worry
Well,
about it. So Fact Pilot, please do me a favor and email me. I will 100% give you another lesson. Don't worry about it. I'm really happy you're on the stream. Okay.
and how about DD Junior? Yeah, since we're
All
running
right.
behind
So
every 15 minutes, he's asked some really good questions. I think he
perfect.
deserves.
So DD Junior, you know as well. Just please make sure to email me as well, and we will go from there. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for everyone to being participants and being in this group. I really want to make sure everyone does succeed in Ecomi in general, just in the world of crypto. So I'm really happy with that. All right, Ron, take over. Can't wait.
All right, so I'm not as good at this as John, guys. So try to bear with me. So I want to back out and look at BTC just kind of in general and kind of what we were talking about with market cycles. And this is the way the insiders and big money operate. They accumulate at a wholesale price. Then there's a markup where they help run the market up, the price up, and then it reaches the top and they distribute it. And then they rinse and repeat that cycle over and over again. So you want to move with them. You don't want to move with what the people, what some guy on Twitter, said who's scared because Bitcoin is around 30,000. You want to do what they do, and they buy when it's low and they sell when it's high. And they know that retail does the opposite. That's why they take advantage of your emotions. But if we just look back to BTC before this market cycle started, I think we can all agree that down here, this is some kind of accumulation, and then up here we have distribution. We know that. And by the way, just side note, this up move here was such a weaker up move than over here. You see all this volume, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, so we know this was distribution over here. I think we can all agree that this was also distribution over here when we reached the last all-time highs. So that's exactly, you see some high volumes up here. Those are insiders selling. And then you get the downtrend, the markdown. That's exactly the way Wyckoff said over 100 years ago that they do it. And that's how they do it. So once it got down this level, we know that BTC was trading in a ascending triangle for quite a while. Like I said, sorry guys, not as fast as John. I'll try to be fast, even if it's a little sloppy, just for time's sake.
No, Ron, you're doing good. I love it. Thank you. No worries. Just take your time, Ron.
All right. So to get in here to look at see what really been happening while the market is ranging down here. So we had this big dump down, and then this candle right here. This is very important. All right. So yeah, it's kind of a hammer candle.
Ron, sorry to bother.
Yep.
Do me a favor, just full screen it. So maybe can everybody see it better when it's full screen? Just let's see. Just full screen your screen.
Okay. No, I got you. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right.
Okay. So when we get down here with this, it's kind of a hammer type candle. We know that. And I know it's easier to see looking back, but just bear with me. So what do we see under this candle? This huge volume spike. And yeah, we got this dump here on high volume to get down to this level. But when you have, so Wyckoff had 3 rules of markets. And the third was the effort has to equal the result. And that is one of the main things that I always think about when looking at markets. And I talked a lot about, I put a lot of stock in volume, and I use price action along with volume. So John talks about candle psychology a lot and price action, and that is the most important thing. However, there's a second layer of psychology with the volume bar with the associated candle. So when you think of volume as fuel, like fuel into the market. The market can't move without volume. So when you get a big spike like this and a small candle spread like that, that means there was a lot of buying and selling, but the price not moving. So when you're coming to a bottom of a trend like this and it's an area of interest and you get that formation, what do you think was happening there? Do you think it was, insiders panic selling because they think, things are going to go down and people on Telegram buying it up? No, it was the opposite. People are very scared when it gets down here to these mid and low 30 levels. And that's what it was. I mean, that's exactly, it was them accumulating right here, the biggest volume spike. And if we look at where that wick down to, look to the right, that was the lowest price that BTC went during this ranging period. And it had such a high volume spike. Then if we look left a little bit more, where the next lowest price it hit, under that, the next biggest volume spike. And it's the same with a narrow body candle, which is signifying the same thing, that smart money was gobbling it up while retail was panic selling. And then we had another pretty good volume candle here. So then when it broke out of this, I was a little bit skeptical. It was a good breakout. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see a big bullish candle like that, but the volume doesn't really match the candle, and that can be a sign of manipulation. I couldn't really, going back during this market cycle, I really couldn't find a candle that size with that low of volume. It could mean potentially that just all the sellers have been shaken out up here through this, and there just wasn't much selling resistance, but it's something to note anyway. And then, so that's, if you wanted to take a sell here, that's kind of a alarm one, even though you are breaking out of this formation. So I don't think most people want to sell, but then you get the market going up there on a shooting star. You still have rising volume, so everything's still pretty good. But the second shooting star, that should be a pretty big red flag. When you get one, that shows weakness, but when you get a second one and the volume falls off, that shows even more weakness. And then a hammer at the top of an uptrend, that's even more. So you knew it was about to fall down. You just didn't really know to what level. So there could be a few things going on right here.
Wait, Ron, just give me one moment right here. I think we had a comment here that says, did Ron's face freeze for anyone else? I was going to say, Ron, I think your screen just froze a little. I'm not sure if you could see yourself on the left corner. Or does anyone else have that same problem?
Here, I'll tell you what, I'll exit the stream and come back in.
Okay.
All right.
No worries. But yeah, no, I'm really happy. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying this. This is really awesome just to see Ron perform this way, and, having him as a student and just learning different factors of how people can trade. It's truly awesome. So did anyone find value in what Ron was saying? Because there was a lot of value, guys. So if you really listened up closely, there was a lot of value he was putting out. So if you guys are volume traders, this is a really cool strategy to do. Okay, guys. So perfect. So I think Ron's back on. Let's give it a moment, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in this.
Yeah. Just take your time, Ron. But yeah.
No, well, I'm in the studio, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're in, but your face is not showing anymore. Let me double check. Very interesting indeed. Yes, it is. Here, let me try to do this, Ron. Let's see if your face here. Add to stream. Okay, add to stream again. Let's take a look. So I think your what is it? Your web froze, but it's okay. At least we can see your page. So that's still okay. So Ron, if you like, we could still continue with it. Don't worry about anything. Just continue what you're doing.
So one thing it could be, we run a Fibonacci retracement.
Is it full screen by any chance, Ron? Just want to double check with you. Awesome. I think it might be.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, good.
So the initial dump down, I mean, we just hit the 0.5 fib level from this this leg up. So looking at it from that standpoint, that's not really too concerning. We haven't even hit the 38.2 yet. So you could look at it like that. Maybe we just get a 38.2 fib retracement, and this is the start of an uptrend after breaking out of this consolidation, making higher highs and lower lows. It doesn't necessarily need to respect this level right here. one thing that we can look at. Like I said, you guys know that I like volume. There's a few tools you can use. So we look during this range where the most volume was. It was actually here at the 39,000 level. There was some high volume up here at the top of the range, but yeah, this was really down here. This is the strongest. If you go back, if you do use the same tool on this whole market cycle from the run up from 20,000, this is the strongest level of volume from a volume perspective. Anyway, it's 38,000. So it could be that. It could just be starting an uptrend. Another thing that I noticed that it could possibly be is forming another ascending triangle. Like you just move that bar up. That could be happening. But I don't think in any event, I think that this was an accumulation down here. And, it could come down for another shakeout. I don't think it'll be good to break 38. But me showing you that volume profile, that lets you know that 38 is a very, very strong level. So you can expect when it hits that to get some support. So that could be it. And one thing I wanted to show, confluence is always a blessing. You always want to see confluence in trading. So a few things that we can look at from this ascending triangle, the breakout, and I'm sure John has showed this on some of his streams. It puts us at about 56,000. And now we're getting past the 50 on this fib leg, and we like to see for a bull flag, a retracement of about 50, but it can still be to 38.2. So we take that leg as well and say it breaks out somewhere over here. That's two levels around, two breakouts pointing to the same level. And that's always good.
No, Ron, that was correct. I love how you explained that. You made it so simple, and it's just fascinating to know it's not even a year of you trading, and this is how you perform. So we do have some good stuff going on here. We got a DJ saying, "This is great. Thank you, DJ. Ron is doing such a great job." Didi also said, "Very interesting indeed." No, absolutely, guys. Volume trading, Ron can even, say it for himself. He's been price action, but volume actually has a way of trading that it can make it simple, but you got to understand the psychology, as Ron is mentioning. It's not just you could put it on and just trade it. You have to have the understanding of why he's doing the things he's doing. So Ron, what made you really get into volume trading in your perspective?
Well, I certainly try to emulate you with my trading. But just as you said, I believe in one of your videos one time, the institutional trader who you used to do landscaping for.
Yeah.
That first got you in, that you took about 40% of the knowledge from him, I believe was your quote.
Yeah.
Right. So that was the person that obviously kind of taught you the market psychology and showed you the ropes. But as you go on, you're going to get into different things. Right.
Correct.
And actually a guy that I work with, he gave me a book on volume. This guy, he day trades stock on a 2-minute chart on his days off, and he does so good. And he doesn't even know what a Fibonacci retracement. I mean, he's heard of it, but like he wouldn't know how to do it. He doesn't know anything about indicators. He solely trades off price action and volume. Even like chart patterns, he looks at a little bit. But anyway, he gave me the book, man, and I read it a little while back, and it really made a lot of sense to me. And it's not you're still using price action. You're just adding volume with the price action. Volume is supposed to be a way for you to kind of open the market up and look in what's going inside. That the insiders, they can't hide the volume, and that's the point. When they make these big buys, that's what it is. So that's how you're following them.
Correct. No. Also, Ron, we have more statements and questions and all that. Ron, that was well done. I am tremendously happy. I think you could do a course just on volume, man. You already got me. You got me sold. That was awesome. Just the psychology of how you explain that, and you look at the parameters of each candle and how to justify for the wicks and looking for the small candle and the bigger volume and just finding that divergence in volume. That's just another level of dynamics when it comes to trading. So I'm really, really proud about that. So we do have Cody makes more sense with the volume candles now for sure. Absolutely, guys. Trust me, Ron knows exactly what he's saying. Intellectual at analysis. Yes, absolutely. And look at this. We have Dubrovko. Ron is great. I'm really happy to be in your group. So what do you think about that, Ron?
Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, he's somebody who's really come a long way.
Oh yeah.
The whole group had, and I mean, that's what happens to people under your guidance. Everybody. Liam especially.
Oh, he flew. He flew out of my
Yeah,
radar. He went crazy. I love.
yeah, because he was, no offense, Liam, if he's paying it. I would say from
Mhm.
my initial kind of seeing everybody interact that he was one of the weaker ones, probably,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe just from some of the things that I saw. And now I'll take signals from him.
You know, I tell Liam this all the time. I know I don't really believe in horoscopes too much, but we have the same birthday, right? We're really close to our birthday as well, and he has like some characteristics that I have as well. So that's why after all of a sudden he's been working so hard and he just shunned, and it's crazy because I can say the same about Dubravko. He didn't shine in the beginning, but now he just knows his patterns so well. And Ernesto is on another level. So I'm really happy for everyone. Ron, I feel like you're a good leader, and the group is really, really lucky to have someone like you because, doing these groups, I never had someone like a leader like you put into a group situation so you can lead and give some correction and answers. And I know for a fact, Ron, you're doing such a great job. And every single time I have a call, a lot of people tell me, hey, Ron is such a great attribute to the community. And this is why I really love doing this live stream with you, because I think this is just the tip of an iceberg, guys. I really do believe Ron has so much to offer. I wish we could go longer. We are going to try to go as long as we can. But of course, I want to save more priceful stuff next time and onwards because Ron is such a great guest to have. So as well,
Yeah,
Ron, we have makes me want to learn more about volume trading. What do you think about that statement? Do you think they should for sure look into that?
absolutely. Because
Good. Mhm.
indicate, I remember you said this to me a while back, John. When everyone has a phase where they're getting really into indicators and things
Yeah.
like that. And you told me, like, when I see somebody's chart and they have a whole bunch of indicators, like the price actions, like the top quarter of the chart, because there's so many oscillators up there, like I don't really take
Yeah.
them serious. And now I know exactly what you mean, because
Yeah.
price action and volume are the only two real-time things happening. All the indicators, they're based off of that. They're lagging information. So
Good.
the price action and volume, that's what tells you the psychology of the market and where it's going.
Good. And also, we do have another one from Ernesto. Been reading the book you recommended and like it so far. What would you say to Ernesto?
Yeah, that's the book. That's the book that the guy gave me. And that lady has a YouTube channel as well, and I watch her stuff.
Shout
And
it out. It's a good information. I'm
yeah,
always about learning.
her name is Anna Cooling, ANNA COULLING, and she's got a book called Volume Price Analysis. And that's one of the best trading resources that I've ever had. But you need to know some things first. You can't really just like never have traded or looked at a market before and opened the book. You have to kind of
So
know it.
this, can you say the book again? Cody was just wondering once again, what's the book called?
Yeah, a complete guide, volume price analysis by Anna Cooling.
Perfect, Cody. Go for it. I think it'll be really good. Plus, more knowledge is more power, right, guys? So this is the way to go. So, Ron, I do have two more questions, and I'm going to let you continue. You're doing such a great job. I'm so intrigued as well. But we do have a question or a statement. Omi is a scam. So Omi is a scam in a sense. What would you have to say to this?
Um,
I bet he lost money or she lost money. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, that's kind of, and no offense, I don't mean this is
Mhm.
a confrontational statement of this person, but
Yeah, yeah,
that's market psychology, that right there. I mean, that's when things are low, that's when it's a scam, that's when it's not good or whatever.
yeah.
And then when it's
Right.
up, oh man, I wish it was, man, what would I give for Omi to be 0020 again?
Yeah.
And,
No, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, last one right here. It's like a spark. So even especially in this bearish period, we're like a spark in the dark. So I really do appreciate that. So Ron, there could be two more people. If you want to do one more person now, and in the next 10 minutes we can find one more person. If you like to do that, up
yeah,
to you. Find
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I like to. If my buddy Marvin's still on this, I'm not trying to show nepotism, but
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Go
sure.
for it. Go for it.
Yeah, my buddy Marvin from Costa Rica is still on the
All
street.
right, Marvin, if you're still on, or if you're gonna watch this afterwards, don't worry about it, Marvin. Just give me a heads up. Give me like here, Ron. Let me put you back in. Oh, can you see? Can you see the
I'm
screen,
looking at
Ron?
it. the thread. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Marvin, please give me a shout. I will love to help you out for an hour or so. So that'll be kind of good. Okay. So Ron, I'm gonna make you continue for another, 10 minutes or so. I would love for you to do it. The reasons why I knew I wanted you on today is because I knew for a fact, Ron. I know we never talked about this. I knew for a fact you were going to talk about volume, so I did bring a volume indicator of my own to give the community something special to look at as well. So I thought that was a cool way of giving back and knowing your students, right? So because I know you that well, I wanted to bring my own volume indicator to show you some cool stuff as well. So that will be a treat right after Ron is done. Okay, guys?
Cool. I'll try to talk fast. I'll just brush
No,
over.
Ron. No, don't worry about it. This is all education for all those that are staying, at least even the 15 right now that are staying. Look, at the end of the day, this is education. You're going to better yourself. So at the end of the day, we're not just talking out of our butts or anything like that. We're talking off of professional advice. Remember, this is education at the end of the day. When I say professional advice, this is what I give to my students. So the way Ron is speaking, the way Ron has put stuff into perspective, he's not really hiding behind the bush, guys. He's giving you everything that you need to know. If you want to be a trader and you really need it and you want it, the difference between want and need is two different things. But if you need this and you really want to change your life and you say, today's the day, listen to what Ron's got to say, because trust me, I would take advice with Ron as well, because Ron is really intellectually smart and really well when it comes to analyzing the market. And it only took him a certain amount. Remember, this is a God gift talent, and I believe certain people can catch it quicker than others. So Ron, once again, thank you so much for even being here. So let's get back into the stream whenever you're ready, and let's get into it.
Yeah, I'll just talk about Omi just real quick, and I want to show.
Let's do that.
I want to show everybody another, you want to call it a trick or whatever. Like, when do you know you're coming up to the top of that peak, of that leg? And you never really know for sure. But there's a concept called like a pivot candle. And what that is when the candle at the top has a higher high and higher low, or vice versa if you're going the other way, than the candles on the other two sides of it. So you do have to wait for the next candle to close. But it works pretty good with Omi. I've back tested it a lot. So like, just pick a random place on the chart on an uptrend. This candle has a higher high. The low is pretty close, and you will see that a lot. And you kind of have to make a judgment call. But then down here on the low, a lower low than the candles beside it. Once again, very close, but you can call it a lower high. Here, same thing again. Here, same thing again. Lower low, lower high. Then the up, higher high, pretty close to a lower low. I mean, I think everybody sees the concept, and that's a good way to ride trends for a candle pattern, to see if you're at the top of the trend. And for the volume examples that I was given, when it was coming down here, you see like high volumes on like coming down here and with small candle bodies, and that means that you're coming to the end. It means the trend is weakening. It means that, back to Wyckoff's third rule, that the volume is the fuel for the market. The effort has to equal the result. If you're not getting the effort for that result, then something's going, the trend's going weak or something like that. And when it came down here, this is like stopping volume. This inverted hammer. You'd like to see a hammer, but this is still bullish as well on huge volume. And it's not really a reversal sign, but it was at least enough to stop the bleeding. And then we've been ranging. We got this close today below this structure here that we had kind of built. It's not good. But if you're looking for a sell, not financial advice, I'm not going to sell right this second. I'm going to wait for that retest of structure like we always preach. And I'm going to show you a real textbook example of what Omi did last time when people were kind of nervous when it was reaching these levels. Bear with me just a second. Let me try to get because it's a 15-minute. But I put that bar on the chart so I knew where I was going. Okay. So, he talks about retest of structure a lot. How do you execute that? Do you just put a limit order up there, that structure on where you want to retest and sell? Well, no, because what if there's a big bullish candle with high volume? Then you're having a breakout. You don't want to sell the breakout, obviously. So what most people I know do, they use something like notifications on TradingView when price is coming to that level. So when price was coming back, you know, this is, if you go to the left here, price had went down and now it's coming back up for that retest. So as it's coming up here, what do we see? All right. First of all, the market's going higher on lower volume over here. That's a sign that it's going down. But we get this, I'm gonna try to move the candles over here so we can look at it like if we didn't know what was ahead of us. So we get this first candle here, a shooting star. You know, a lot of people on Twitter, I'm sure they say they sold up here at the very top. That's what everyone always says. But I actually wouldn't have done that, because at that time, if you would have done that, this was a big green candle. That's how it looked at that time. And, you know, it came back down and kind of gave that shooting star pattern. So some people may have sold then. That would have been at about, it's hard to tell because the price is like right there where the bar is, but probably about 312 or something like that. All right. And then we get some small candles still going up. And then we get that kind of long-legged doji candle. That's another sign of weakness in the market. So that would have been a good time to exit, and that would have put you out at about 325. Then this is really the when I would have gotten out after this pattern, being conservative. And you still see the market's going higher on falling volume. Like, how can that happen? How can the market be moving higher if the volume is going lower? Because the market needs fuel to move in that direction. So that's a red flag right there. But this pattern right here is called a bullish, well, in this case, a bearish railway track. And it's something that I do see play out a lot. It's not as reliable as a shooting star, but I would say it's probably the next best candle pattern I see to signal a reversal. So you would have got out at about 322, 324 or something like that. And then after that, yeah, you see it just dumped, and even on high volume and there. So that's how I would personally go about it. You know, feel free to correct that if you would have done it different, John.
No. Look, Ron, the way you explained that was magical. First of all, wow, that was a good presentation. And I don't know, I'm just in love exactly what you do, because, you know, the way I trade, I really do put price action, but I do love volume as well, because I do the volume with the candle itself, right? I look at the candle, engulfing, bearish, whatever. I look at the candle, I look at the wicks, I determine the price action, the patterns, and all of that stuff. The way you did this, you made it flawless, you made it simple, and this is such a great strategy. I'm really happy that you're giving this out for free, guys. Remember, guys, this is totally free. This is all just education, and I bet Ron has more than just this, guys. This is just a little trick in his toolbox, and I really do appreciate that, Ron, just sharing that. And what do I have to add to that? I think that was perfect. The reasons why you took that trade, you said the real track, you did look at that resistance. I bet looking left of structure, everything makes sense. And also looking at the volume indicator, guys. The volume is really important. So as he is mentioning, please make sure the volume is there. Ron, we do have some big shout outs for you. We got Big Ron in the house. All right. So go, brother, right here. And then John as well. So I'm the second one. So Ron, you're the first one right here. Okay. So that's awesome. So let me bring you back to the screen here. And then I think Fact Pilot said, can you do a price prediction as well? And then you made it so simple. See, that's what we like to do right here, right, Ron? So I do appreciate, Ron, how you just did that. You did make it simple. I'm really happy you made it simple. So tell me, Ron, how long did it take you to learn the strategy?
Volume?
Yep.
It's just like anything else.
Yep.
You're not going to pick up that book and read it, read what you can, and then the next day be able to analyze it like that. You have to read it, and then you have to apply what you read, and then you have to continue to do that. And yeah, and back testing is always a great way to do that. And one thing that the volume really, like, it tells you when a trend or a leg up or down is weakening. When you start to get those small spread candles and above average volume, and for people still watching, I actually like this volume indicator, volume spread for VSA. It's free on TradingView, but you just have to you know, add it. You don't need to add a Pine script or anything. And I like it because, like, the blue tells you like low or below average for that time period. Green is above average.
Wait, give me one moment, Ron. I gotta put you back in the screen. Let me see if I can do that. What is going on? Let me see if I can. Let me see. Add you back. Oops. Oh, perfect. All right, there you go, Ron. I think you're good to go. Clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Do it again, Ron.
Yeah, that's right. A volume spread for
Oh yeah,
VSA.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
free on TradingView. It's just not. It's like a custom one that someone made, but it doesn't
Mhm,
cost anything. And I just like it because the volume bars are colored. It's like if you're looking at these bars, the red and the green, the
mhm.
color really doesn't matter that much. So that's why these are highlighted to kind of tell you if the volume's low, high, ultra high, above average. So I do like that indicator.
Hey, Ron, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. No, that's a cool little indicator right there. That's awesome. So so guys, if you do like charts like this or look at different indicators, the thing about Ron, he's really knowledgeable when it comes to the education part. But of course, he does backtest indicators. You can't just pick random indicators because they look cool or anything like that. They have to have a big purpose behind them. So Ron, the way you explained that was really awesome. So what would you use that for the best case scenario? Would you say that's just to give you volumes, or can you get signals off of it in a different way, or is that the only way to do that?
Well, I like this indicator because it lets you know what average or low volume is for that time
Mhm.
period. So you don't, you're not like guesstimating by the size of the bars and relative to the other ones. Here's a really important thing about volume. It's relative. Volume is relative to what's around it in the candle, It, yeah, and I guess you have to know a little bit more about it, but once you know more about volume, that'll make a lot more sense. Volume is relative.
Awesome. No, 100% agree with you. So here, Ron, if you like, do you want to close it up with anything else? Any kind of anything else you want to talk about, or do you want to keep it for another live stream? Because I know you have a lot of information. And look, at the end of the day, I just want to make sure you
Well,
guys learn as
I,
much as you can.
I promised so many people like about the VVTA
Go
that
for it. Go for it.
if we can just like real briefly, like
You know, I would love for you to do it. I would
so
love to learn as well.
the VVTA, everyone needs to take this with a grain of salt, because what are the two things that we've set up here that we use the most for trading? It's price action and volume. Okay, we don't have any candles um, for this kind of info. We don't have any volume either. I mean, this volume down here, this is items, like the number of items on the market, but that's not really a true volume. I did reach out to somebody from Cherry Charts about where they get this data from, and they just manually get it every day. So I really appreciate them for responding. But we know it's imperfect data. We know this data is not perfect. It's not, even they're going off the listing price. It's not what it's sold, because no one has access to that information. So take some of this with a grain of salt. But, I have seen some things that maybe we could look at. The partner statue is something that a lot of people have asked me about. So can you still see my screen, John?
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it. I
Okay.
want to get closer. I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the partner statue. And you see, like, this trend line was respected in many different areas. And that's another thing about this info. There's not a lot of data to go off of. So I'm going to watch it as the market develops and see what plays out. But this is one thing I noticed, that the partner statue was respecting that trend line. Here's another thing that maybe we could look at: a falling wedge from the partner statue, which is a bullish formation. I don't know. What do you think, John? What do you think about trying to look at it like that?
I think you're absolutely right in the money. Reasons why, when you look at a Japanese candlestick, you can actually change the Japanese into line graph, right?
Right.
So the way you're trading, you're actually trading the volume of the body. So you're actually taking away the wick rejections. So you're giving it the real raw truth. So I love this type of trading. And you are right on the money when it comes to this. So this is pretty cool. This is my first time looking at this, Ron. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm really intrigued right now how you just pull this
Mhm.
out. So this is pretty cool.
Marvel's one. You see it kind of developed a trend line as
Wow.
well, not as
Yeah.
as predominant. And this I thought was interesting here. Hold on, I actually want to bring this up. So this is Todd
Mhm.
here, and I think that's a good market indicator
Yeah.
for DV. All right, this is Bitcoin's run up from this market cycle. And it's not exact, and it shouldn't be exact. I'm not saying that Todd is mimicking Bitcoin. What it shows you is the market cycle psychology playing out on a different asset, but still basically doing the same thing. And I even put those numbers there because, you know, this peak kind of lines up with that, and these peaks kind of match. So they both had 5 major distribution peaks. So I noticed that as well. Another
That
thing,
was really interesting. That picture right there. Wow. That was really interesting. Wow.
I felt that this was interesting. This is Todd versus Superman.
Hmm.
Yeah, they move almost the same. I think for that, Ray Fixie has all the Supermans and Dr. Prophet has all the Todds, and they call each other and move in
Yeah.
unison. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to make out of that,
Yeah.
but I think it's noteworthy. I think it's worth paying attention to as the market
Yeah.
matures. And so, yeah.
Real quick, Ron, just give me a minute. I bet there's a lot of people that have questions for you. So, guys, if you do have questions for Ron, trust me, this is such a great opportunity. Trust me, Ron knows exactly what to do here. I'm really really excited to even listen to this and watch this very carefully. I'm into VV now. I've been getting a lot of collectibles, so this is kind of cool. So if you guys do have any questions, please put it in the comments below. You know, Ron can answer as much as he can before time's up. So this is a cool way to understand what he's doing or figure out some cool stuff. Okay, guys?
And this is the
Perfect, Ron.
last thing that we're going to look at, John.
Okay.
So, you know, I was trying to be creative about, you
Yeah.
know, what we do have, because we don't have candlesticks and volume, right?
Yeah.
So one of the tools that I do like to use is Fibonacci. So if we look at where the partner statue started this run up at, let's call it 8,000 or something,
Mhm.
to this leg up to 48,000. All right. So if you were going to do a Fibonacci retracement on that, it doesn't really matter what the candles look like or the volume. You're just taking the swing high to the swing low, right?
Correct.
So this is what I did. So I just took the price off of a chart, and I ran a fib retracement from, bear with me. Hold on. Let me move the screen a
No,
little
that's
bit.
actually so
Yep.
cool how you're just putting this all together. It does fit the puzzle as well. So this is really interesting for sure. So
So
have you been trading that, Ron? Have you been trading a lot of these price action just with the line graph and looking at prices of collectibles and stuff? Have you been doing that
So
often?
I think for this, it's not so
Mhm.
much that you can look at it like as for like
Mhm.
day trading type, because the market's
Okay.
just going down. I mean, what money are you going to make selling? I
Yeah.
think it's more for um where it's at in the cycle, some of those things. And you're going to like this right here. Like this,
Yeah.
I mean, and for anybody who doesn't know about Fibonacci, you know, you should watch a YouTube video just on Fibonacci numbers, not as it relates to trading, but it's really interesting, trippy stuff. It's almost
Yeah.
supernatural. I
It's
don't
like
know.
it's everywhere, right? Did you hear about
Yeah,
that? Fibonacci's everywhere.
yeah, Fibonacci's everywhere.
Yeah.
So would be the Fibonacci retracement if you could take the partners graph and put it up here, right? We said about 8,000 to 48,000 is what Cherry Charts is saying. So we know as traders that this is considered the golden pocket, right? The 61.8 to the 38.2. That's what most traders target on a retracement.
Mhm.
So the 61.8 is about 32,000 or so. And if we look at the first place that it bounced and found some support on the downfall, it was about at that level.
Awesome.
At that level. So then if we go to the next, the 0.5, that was at about 28,000. Whoops. And then you see the price levels out here, and it actually stays here for like, okay, February 22nd to March 3rd. I mean, it was there a few weeks, right at that level at about 27,000, right in that Fibonacci range.
Mm.
And then the 38.2, that's at about 23,000. That's where it came down here and found support at again at about that same level. And then if we even go down to the 23.6 at 17,000, well, that's more or less where it had found support down here. And so you know, I think the only thing we can do is, as time goes on, continue to kind of look at these things, because I did this with Marvel's One and it didn't really add up the same. But you know, as time goes on, just keep an eye on it, and maybe you know, people are using these tools, Fibonacci's. And well, I tell you what, so whales that are in VV, they're looking at something. They're
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
randomly just, you know, making decisions off of nothing. So anyway,
Mhm.
that's all, John. You know, that's
Wow, that
all.
was that was so inclusive and everything like that. Wow, Ron, that is awesome, awesome. Let me bring you back in. Let's see how. Let's do back to our faces. It is a little frozen for you, so you look like you're frozen. That's okay. So, guys, do you have any questions for Ron? Anything in the comments below? I know this is a lot of information to really soak up, and I'm really happy because it feels like I learned a lot too. So I'm really happy with that. And this is such a great community, especially when you have people like Ron just coming onto live stream and sharing great moments like this. So thank you, Ron, once again. I cannot be more grateful to have you in my circle as a trader, and also being in the groups of trading and everywhere. So I'm really happy for you. uh, so does anyone else have any final questions? I'm thinking about it, if I should do my volume. It's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments below, because I'm doing this for you at the end of the day. So if you guys do want me to go through the volume indicator, or is it okay whatever Ron said, Ron can finish it off with whatever he wants to talk about, or a final closing statement before we head out? So we'll give it like 2 minutes or so. So how are you feeling, Ron? I'm really surprised all the knowledge that you just dropped today. How did you put this all together?
Uh, just looking at charts, man. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I just always look at charts, and I mean, the same way you do. You know, you look at,
yeah.
what else do you do when you wake up in the morning, or daily clothes or whatever?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I wake up right away to the charts, looking at different stuff. Also, Ron, do you trade any other things other than Omi by any chance, or are you just an Omi?
I trade anything. You know,
Hmm.
I got that bot scanner that
Yeah.
scans chart patterns.
Hmm.
It's kind of, it hasn't been very good lately, but you get a lot of false signals with it. You definitely don't want to take a trade just because the bot said there was
Correct.
a pattern.
Yeah.
You need to do your own analysis on it, or anything. But yeah, I know some good so, you know, Cosmos, that's a really good
Hmm.
asset to trade, because it ranges. You know, it has very big price spikes and ranges and stuff like that. Tezos, that's another good
Yeah.
asset to trade, I feel like. Yeah. But what?
Basically, Fact Pilot, I think Ron just answered that. What cryptos are you invested in, Ron? So,
Well,
do you have any heavy ones, like maybe top four or top three?
yeah. So like something like Cosmos, or like Atom, or Tezos, or XRP. You know, I just trade those. I don't, you know, hold bags of them. I do with Omi and Polkadot. Polkadot is another one that I hold a big bag of. And for me, for something like that, it's got to have some kind of twist to it, or something different. A
Hmm.
reason why I'm gonna, you know, spend my time and money on it. And for Polkadot, it's the only level 0 blockchain. And I'm not gonna
Yeah,
get into a big explanation of Polkadot. People can watch a YouTube video, or whatever. But I like
awesome.
Polkadot. I like Strong, for people who know about that project. Um, you know, and BTC and ETH, obviously.
Yeah, no, this is good. I think your bag is right on the money. Polka dot is really nice. Everything that you said is really nice. And guys, I'm gonna be doing another video like this with Ron, maybe in the near future, very shortly. And guys, we still want to talk about VVverse. We still want to talk about other things that's going to be happening for Ecomi. We're really passionate about Ecomi. Ron is really passionate as well. He's been in the community, Twitter, and everything like that. He's always been doing the good deed behind the scene, and he's always giving people the right path, right? Not causing FUD or anything like that. He's really real. He sticks by the book, and he gives everyone what the book is saying. So he's really by the rules, and he's really trustworthy when it comes to all of this stuff. Ron kind of knows a lot of information before sometimes it's even put out. I'm kind of surprised, but Ron is that type of person to really know what's going on in this crypto world. So Ron, I really do appreciate everything you do and how you are as a person. So if you want any final thoughts, or if you want to give anything before you go, or say anything before you go, that would be awesome. And then we could call it from there.
No, just thanks everybody for who tuned in, and I hope they got something out of it. For the last session with John, we'll go with DJ
Yeah,
Nall,
yeah.
or how you pronounce
Uh,
that?
DJ. I just call him DJ. Really
Okay.
amazing person. So we
And
just go. Yeah.
yeah, I
So
just
DJ.
thanks for everybody tuning in, and me and you, we do it again. We'd be like Bit Boy and TJ.
There we go.
Uh,
Trust me, Ron, I do believe Ecomi is going to be here for the long run. This is something that I'm passionate about, not because I invested a lot of money. For me, the money was never the point. The point of reference was this is such a cool token to be with. Looking behind the fact of David, looking at Alfred Khan, looking at Pokemon, just how they brought Pokemon into this world. I was really a Pokemon fan. I have a lot of Pokemon cards, as much as I don't want to say it. I have PSA 10s. I have a whole lot of cool collections. Do you collect by any chance, Ron?
Not before. So I had to learn about Spider-Man and all these things
Yeah.
when I got into VV. No, I wasn't into all those things. But just like anything else, books and YouTubes and stuff I had no idea
Yeah.
Spider-Man was by far and large the world's most popular
Yeah.
superhero. I would have thought Batman probably.
Yeah, no, I was surprised too. But Spider-Man, it's crazy good. I think Homecoming, that was a great movie as well. I only watched half of it. I should have watched it all, but I got to get back into that series. Might have some time this weekend, so I got to indulge a little. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. So once again, guys, yeah, DJ, you welcome as well. Ron is the one that picked you, not me. So shout out to Ron. Ron picked 4 people today. So guys, please make sure to come in and email me, and then we'll go from there. We might have one last question. Hey, big fan of your analysis. No experience in trading, but learning. OG in VV and big fan. Yes, absolutely. Not just me, guys. Ron is the OG as well. As much as we don't want to believe this, Ron's been here. I kind of forced him to do something, not in a negative way, but I think Ron has such a special talent of communication and the positivity that he brings. I would love him, one day to make his own channel or a Discord group. What do you think about that, Ron?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, my time's really. I'm a busy guy. I'm doing a lot of things,
Yeah,
but
correct.
yeah, me actually Ernesto is
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
be a part of it, and then another friend of mine named Emil. He's a lot of people know him in the VV community. He's very active on Telegram. He's
Awesome.
he's a
So,
Russian med school student, so
mhm.
his time's limited as well, and he brings other things to the table. So we actually do have big plans for a Discord group. It's gonna be free for a while.
Awesome. So
We're
please,
just gonna open up for
Ron,
free.
shout it out. What are we going to see in this Discord group? I would love to know. I'm going to be the first one. I want to be the first one to join. I want value, and I know you're the type of guy that can bring value, especially with Ernesto. Really great TAs, and I bet your friend's going to kill it as well. So this is really cool. This is really cool. So I would love to know what kind of stuff you're going to bring, and also when you do release it as well, so I can announce it so a lot of people can join.
Yeah, for sure. So to start with, yeah, and that's the thing, we're not trying to do everything at once. Build it up slowly because we all have time restraints and things like that. But to start with, we're going to have some low target margin trading, because I think people want to get money. They want if they're trying something for 2 weeks or a month, they want to see some results. And the way I think to do that is with margin trading, but low targets, and we want to use probably have everybody using the same platform, probably QCoin or something like that, and make videos to show people this is how you do it. This is how you set it. This is, let your stop loss work for you, and all those kinds of things. So, and then from there, we'll have swing trades. And that's the thing. I like Telegram a lot better than Discord, but you can do so much more and have like different pages and stuff like that. So we want to have a page for futures, one for swing trades. So for people that, don't want to get into margin trading, that aren't into like fast money, NFT calls, not just VV. And that's what my buddy Emil, he brings a lot of those kinds of things to the table. Glassnode on-chain data, that's something I've been getting into. Matter of fact, I had some stuff that I could have went over tonight about market cycle and on-chain data. That's something I've been getting into a little more. So yeah, we just have a lot of ideas, all kinds of stuff that we think we could do.
Awesome, Ron. That was absolutely awesome. The cool thing about this, Ron, I just seen your development from stage 1 to stage where you are now, and I do believe you're going to surpass this level. You're just going to be in a different whole universe. And what's really scary, Ron, is when I can sit here, watch this video in a year from now, and look back and see how your life has changed already. Your mindset is such in a unique place that you can't buy that. You can't buy a great mindset. Great mindset with hard work, dedication. It's something that, yeah, you can build, but sometimes it's from within. And I love your reasons of why you do the things you do. You have a great passion for everything that you do. And look, I love gravitating towards people that are positive. I love gravitating towards people that want to make a difference for the community, for themselves, for everyone around, and give free content. So everything that you're doing, it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to join and be a part of this. I really can't. I do have some good news as well. DJ says, thanks, Ron, as well. So Fact Pal, I know you wanted me to do a TA. Don't worry, you're in our free session. Ron did choose you. So please message me and I will for sure do that for you as well. And as well, Dubrovko says, really cool interview. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dubrovko.
And also another one here. Mindset is the most important. Yes, absolutely. Success and can't be bought. Yes. Guys, mindset is that place. Okay. If you believe you're going to be on top, even if you have one follower, even if you have 2 followers, or even if you have 1 million, if you believe in yourself, that's the most important thing. You shouldn't let other people believe in you. In a sense, you need to believe in yourself first. Build who you are. Once you build who you are, you're going to reach the moon. For everyone in Ecomi and everything like that, I can't wait for all of us to lift up our hands real high and say to ourselves, we stayed in this project through the storm, through the bad time, the good, and just look back and be like, what a ride. And that's the truth. I believe in everything Ron said. Ron has a great understanding for Ecomi. I am super appreciative, Ron, for everything that you do, guys. Do you guys have any last question for Ron? I just feel like it's such an honor to have Ron as a guest, and I want you guys to take some value because trust me, Ron is really extremely well educated in this space. But yeah, Ron, thank you. I really do appreciate that. And I know you have more to say. And this stream went so fast. It felt like it was just 20 minutes. I was so intrigued. I wish we had another hour going on here.
Yeah, man, we're going to be like BitBoy and TJ, do a daily thing.
There you go, guys. So it's a roller coaster. I think, guys, stay tight. Ecomi will explode. Here, let's look at this last one right here. The value drop for high ticket items. Ex Superman Todd. Yeah, Ron, what would you say about this one? These items have been sold many times over with blockchain data available.
So like, what do I think of Todd and Superman?
Yeah, go for it.
No, Todd and Superman are definitely 2 of the top items on VV. Yeah, I would say I would put Todd like 4 or 5 and Superman probably 6 overall. They're great. I just think that if you look at the money that you spend on those, you could make more money in smaller. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what, during the pump, the item that I had, I didn't sell it actually, but that had the highest ROI was Steve Rogers Mighty.
Yeah,
the Marvel Mighty, Steve Rogers. Yeah. So it's not always the big one. The big items look sexy, but I just think for the same money that you could make more money in the
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. So that's good advice. I would say I agree with you. The Superman, I think the drop this week, I know it's Batman, but I'm super pumped, Ron. I know you have some cool ways of doing drops. I wish we had more time to talk about it, guys. If Ron is available, maybe I can get another stream with him sometime next week. I gotta look at his availability. I know he's a popular guy on his side as well, so he has a lot of things to do, guys. We do have another question. It says late. Just wondering if you think we're going to be bouncing off the 0. So basically, the question we had before 0025, are we going to see that bounce or anything like that, guys? So, I am going to do a price analysis, maybe with Ron as well, guys, next week sometime. Let me just double check with Ron. If that's the case, just tune in and we will for sure do all of these analysis and fun stuff, okay? Other than that, Fact Pilot said, good night, guys. Fantastic live. You guys are the greatest piece. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate everything you do. I bet Ron appreciates even more. Ron's a lovely-hearted person.
Pilot, for tuning in. Yeah, I always see him on the live streams for sure.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
I
love it. All right, last one right here. First and only Superman. Yeah, Todd first collectible Batman and collectible on Vivi. Both
Oh
amazing
yeah,
items, but drops are always
no,
amazing.
no
Yes.
doubt. They're some of the top items, definitely.
Yeah, well, Ron, once again, thank you, my friend, for just tuning in. I can't wait to see your passion and increasing on wherever you go in life. I think you have a great place for success, and I know you're going to do really well. And just the one favor I ask you, Ron, before we do leave, don't forget about me because, I want to make sure I follow you as well. You're going to be a great leader, okay?
Man, I'm forever grateful to you, John. You know that.
Well, thank you so much, Ron. Thank you, guys. I'm going to let Ron give the final statement if he wants to. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Just, thanks for everybody tuning into the stream. And like John says, Ron out. Peace.
Peace, guys. Take it easy.